Well, guess this is my first time, maybe my second time trying this camera out or whatever, but I'm gonna do what I got so far from my album reviews of the year. I'm gonna give short, maybe 2 minute album reviews. So I'm gonna try my hardest to make it quick. First album up, Talib Kweli. I gave it a B plus, an 88%. I like Prisoner of Conscience because it has certain things on there that draw my attention. Good beats, good production. Talib, we know his lyrics are going to be A1. But the standout songs to me are Ready, Set, Go with Melanie Fiona. That's definitely my favorite record because it's fast paced. It makes you want to do the WAP, you know what I'm saying? Some real hip hop shit. Then Melanie Fiona just comes on there and just kills it. Just shuts everything down. The Push Through record with Kendrick Lamar and Currency, that's a standout song. Even though I don't necessarily like Currency, his verse on there was stellar. It's pretty decent. Kendrick Lamar's verse was the best one, obviously, and Talib's wasn't no slouch. Um, Another one is called "It Only Gets Better" with Marsha Ambrosius. It was a very great song. You know, I love Marsha Ambrosius, and the track was produced by J. Cole, actually. So it was pretty dope. Rocket Ships with Busta Rhymes was pretty dope. RZA production on there. Turned Up, even though I didn't like the title because I hate the terminology turn up, but the beat was cold. It was made by the dudes that produced Function. And then the record Come Here with Miguel, pretty awesome. Pretty laid back, have sex with your girl type music. So Talib covered pretty much all bases. The weaknesses in the album, you know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, I forgot about Upper Echelon and Forever Love, but like I said, the weaker points is this track with Nelly on there. Talib and Nelly are an odd combination. I don't think it works. I think Hamster Wheel is too short. I think the only weakness of this album is I think Talib could have brought it a lot stronger on this album lyrically. But other than that, great album. I gave it an 88. I don't know when this album necessarily came out. I don't know if it was this year or last year, but whatever. Miguel's Kaleidoscope Dream. Um, I gave it a B minus, 83%. I gave it that because it was it had only 11 songs on there, so usually them kind of albums end up being classic. But this album isn't necessarily classic or nothing like that, but it's got some dope cuts though. Adorn, obviously that's a hit. That's a real dope song. You play that anytime. I never necessarily got sick of it because I never listened to the radio. I like the record How Many Drinks with K Dot. You know what I'm saying? I like The Pussy Is Mine. I like Do You and Use Me and Where's the Fun in Forever. But all the rest of the songs, they're kind of weak. They're lacking substance in a way. But all in all, Kaleidoscope Dream is a nice baby making project, and I just mentioned the standout cuts. The next album I'm going to review is Lip Lock by Eve. Now, I was extremely happy when I found out Eve was getting back to the music game. And it's dope. Eve's album, you know what I'm saying? When I listened to it, I was like, this isn't the Eve that we're used to. But Eve has shifted her content to a more pop, up tempo type shit. But she got I'd say Eve sounding records on here. I mean, the standout tracks are the Eve, you know what I'm saying? She's spitting on there. Make It Out of This Town. That record is deep as hell. All Night. I like that record. It's a hell of a club banger. The rapper Propane, who's guest on the record with her, he smashes the track. And Claude Kelly does the hook. Mama in the Kitchen. That shit knocks. And it's got Swiss Beats on there. And then the She Bad Bad remix with Pusha and Juicy J. Juicy J dismantles the song. There are weaknesses because a lot of people aren't gonna like the up tempo version of Eve. They're used to Eve cutting it up with Rough Riders and shit, you know, hardcore or whatever. There's small points of that. I think she's gonna lose. She's gonna lose some fans. You know what I'm saying? Because she's a little bit more up tempo. The records aren't necessarily weak, but some of the records just don't work for her. There's a track on here with Missy. It's straight, but not necessarily nothing to jump up and down about. The original She Bad Bad record, her verses are awesome, but the Jamaican hook is hella annoying. But I gave Eve's album a B minus, 83%, same rating as Miguel's. Now we're gonna go to ASAP Rocky's album, Long Live ASAP, which I gave a solid B, 85%. ASAP Rocky is one of the new gods of flow. You know, up there with Kendrick Lamar as far as flow. Not necessarily lyrical content and lyrics, but ASAP makes it known that he can rap. The standout cuts, you know, Long Live ASAP, Goldie, Pussy Money Weed, Fucking Problems, One Train, Jody, Ghetto Symphony, and Angels, Suddenly, Fashion Killer's pretty ill. But, you know, I'm not going to say ASAP Rocky's album has obvious weaknesses, but he doesn't get introspective that much, but he gets introspective enough. I mean, the Wild for the Night record, I didn't like that because it was kind of, I don't know. But the best song on there is definitely One Train with Kendrick Lamar, Joey Badass, Yayla Wolf, Big Crit, Danny Brown, Action Bronson. You know what I'm saying? That was a hell of a posse cut right there. That was just definitely one of the illest records. You know what I'm saying? That you can hear. And that's just hip hop for you. You know what I'm saying? And like the level is that's I mean, it's not necessarily a track on here you could just shit on. That is the weakest track is the Wild for the Night track. All the rest of the tracks, you know, like Phoenix and Suddenly, they're pretty good, but they just, you know, average songs. You know, they're not necessarily something to jump up and down on. But Long Live ASAP is a pretty good album. Big Boy is the next one I'm gonna review. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry for my language. It's late as hell, but whatever. Vicious Lies and Dangerous Rumors. I rated it a B minus, 83. It's not that the album is necessarily weak. It's just Big Boy does different music than any other rapper. Big Boy raps his ass off, though. I give him that. Some of the standout tracks are um, Objectum Sexuality, In the A featuring Tip and Ludacris, Computer, CPU featuring Fantagram, Tom Petty with Killer Mike, you know, the record with UGK and Big Crit, Gossip. Let's see what else on here. Shoes for Running. The Lines track with ASAP Rocky was ill. And oh yeah, the record where he talks about his father passing away, Descending. That was a real deep ass record. I love that record. You know what I'm saying? But you know, I think Big Boy, the weakness of the album is it was just way too many fillers. You know what I'm saying? I think if he would have cut the track listing down to like maybe 14 tracks, I think the album would have been a classic. And then the fact, you know, there's no Andre records on here either. But all in all, Vicious Lies and Dangerous Rumors are a good album. It's a good album though. You should check it out. The next album I'll be reviewing is Joe Budden's album, No Love Lost. Now, it's a lot of speculation. Joe Budden doesn't put out the best albums to me. You know what I'm saying? His first record wasn't that great. His other albums were alright, you know, like the Escape Routes and you know, but No Love Lost, this is a different Joe Budden. This is Joe Budden in the current state of affairs in hip hop. You know, he's got a lot of commercial records on here. You know what I'm saying? Standout tracks, Top of the World, Our First Again. No Love Lost outro. NBA featuring Wiz and French. Last Day featuring Juicy and Lloyd Banks. All in my head. The records with Slaughterhouse on there are pretty good. She Don't Put It Down. Tell Him Something. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I rated the album a B, 84%. Pretty good. I like Joe Budden, even though he's the weakest out of the Slaughterhouse members. I still think Joe Budden can rap his ass off. I think some of the stuff that he did on this album was very out of Joe Budden's aura, but at the same time, risk usually turn into big paydays. Even though his album is not necessarily like gold or platinum or whatever, but it's an album worth checking out because it's very cohesive. The album and the songs work quite well together. He's got every type of song you're looking for on here, except a fist pump song. But all in all, it's a good album. Alright, now we're on to Justin Timberlake, the 2020 experience. Let me tell you, man, Justin Timberlake got some bangers on here, dude. Like, straight up. Like, Justin, I'm not gonna, it's definitely not better than Future Sex Love Sounds because that's considered by many a classic album. So, I mean, the standout tracks, Push Your Love Girl, you know, Suit and Tie, Tunnel Vision, Let the Groove Get In, Mirrors. Those are the dope songs on there. Sometimes, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I rated it a B plus, 88%. It's a real good album. You know what I'm saying? It's not many weaknesses. Some of the songs are lengthy. You know what I'm saying? Some of the songs could have been cut by 2 minutes. But, you know, Mirrors is probably my favorite song on there. Next, and then Suit and Tie, and then Push Your Love Girl, because, like I said, Push Your Love Girl got that 70s feel to it. And I like Suit and Tie because it's got that new Papa feel mixed with the 60s bar appeal, you know what I'm saying? Then Jay-Z was just the icing on the cake on that record because Suit and Tie, when I first heard it, I played it like 50,000 times, and I still probably play it 50,000 times. But overall, the 2020 experience was definitely worth listening to. It was definitely an album that I will play a lot. I didn't necessarily like the tracks that I didn't mention, but I do listen to the whole album from start to finish though, because it's a great project. It's a 10-track project. It's something that I could get out the way, even though the 10 tracks are lengthy and long. Next up on my list, Lil Wayne, I Am Not a Human Being 2. I rated it a D, 66%. Let me explain why. I mean, the standout tracks on here are Gun Walk with Gutta Gutta and Juicy J, Trippy with Juicy J. It's a revolving theme. I like My Homie Still. I like God Bless America. I like Rich as Fuck to an extent. I like Love Me. That was straight. But that was just pretty much it. Like, the rest of the album is a bunch of garbage put together. I mean, there are some terrible songs on here. Beat the Shit featuring Gunplay. That shit is garbage. Trigger Finger was really good. I like Trigger Finger, but putting Soulja Boy at the end really messed up the song. I think if he would have put Kendrick Lamar on here, I think that would have been a better fit for the song than like Soulja Boy. I mean, 2 Chainz is on here twice. Juicy J is on here twice. I mean, some of the songs on here are writing material. You know what I'm saying? There's some shit that you could just ride to. You know what I'm saying? But the overall aspect of the album, it's very weak. It's no cohesiveness. There's a song on here called Romance that's weak as hell. There's a song called Hello on here that could have been just better if he would have gave it to Limp Bizkit. Um, Lay It Down, Lil Wayne's verses on this album overall are weak as hell, are weak as fuck, because he's not talking about anything anymore. I think he's running low on things to talk about. I think by the time his next album comes out, he's either going to take a long hiatus or take that dirt nap from rap. Because Lil Wayne, he's in his he's 30 something. You know what I'm saying? He's probably going to venture into possibly acting or venturing into more businesses and stuff like that. And then there's a song called Wowzers with Trina, very weak, and Trina has the best verse on the song, it's not necessarily a good thing. And then Back to You, I couldn't understand it. No Worries, song is a dope club banger, but it's not necessarily wonderful. I mean, Curtains, that shit's garbage because he keeps saying, I swear to God, I ain't nervous 100 times. If he keeps saying, I swear to God, I'm not nervous, I'm gonna knock the dreads out of his fucking head. That's how much I don't like that song. Hot Revolver with Cool and Dre, that's like a 3-year-old song that didn't need to be on here. I mean, obviously, he kind of stuck to the concept. He's not a human being. That's right, he's not. He's becoming a garbage rapper right now. But at the same time, this is pretty much the worst album that I've reviewed so far. But other than that, I'm going to take a break right quick, and then I'm going to start doing the second half of this list. Peace out.